Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about a person that doesn't really think they need to be hanging around, explaining what's going on, or facing whatever's, kind of happened between the two of you. We've got no closure, cowardice, disappearing act, and then infidelity, caught cheating, trail. Now, not all of those words need to apply, but we have somebody that feels they need to run away because they know they've been caught doing something they shouldn't have been doing. Hello there, Key Controller. Hello, Holy Yoga. Hello, Hope. Hello, Jess. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a good night so far. I'm cold, so I'm wearing the sweatshirt. And if you notice, there's like little paint spots and stuff. Yeah, I know it's not my best look, okay, you guys? But it's mine. Have I told you guys that's my worst word in terms of my Minnesota accent? So I've moved to Tennessee and people like to point out the Minnesota accent, right? I try to like not say things like, yeah, sure, you betcha, because I didn't ever say that anyways. But every now and then people will say things and my response, I don't think about it enough. And then, one of those Minnesota words pops out, and my worst one is warm. I'm like making it worse. Warm. I just like throw in like 3 H's, warm. I was really like, warm. I'm like, are you like the thing in the dirt? What are you talking about? But I'm working on it, you guys. I'm trying to not sound as Minnesotan. It's like a weird combination of a little bit of Southern and then like mostly Minnesotan. It's working out great. Oh no. Oh, I hope he's okay. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate that. Okay, so we've got number 18 and number 12. We have the dog and the owls. I don't really like owls. Look, this is somebody talking about what's happened. And because we have the dog, this is loyalty. So this is probably somebody who's telling you the truth of the situation. So that could be why we have the ghoster feeling like they've been caught. Maybe somebody gave a little bit of like photographic evidence, or, they're a witness. Hello, Shayner. How are you doing? What else do we have? Intervention and happiness. So, and then nightlife. I think we had a kind of like heart-to-heart conversation where cards were laid out on the table and somebody said, I just want to know the truth, or I just like, will you talk to me about this? What were you doing when you went out, or who were you with? There was, I think, a pretty happy energy between the two individuals here. Might have been a pretty new situation, ship, or maybe you'd been on a couple of dates. But this is, I don't know why you're not telling me the truth. We have divine masculine, about to reveal or confess, and love affair, dirty little secret or down low. So it felt like either my choice is to stay and admit that what you've asked is what happened, and then I have to deal with the consequences, or I have to listen to you talk. This person doesn't really want to answer for what has happened. They would rather just kind of skip that part, This is the Rider-Waite. Hello there, Kay. How are you doing? Yeah, definitely Google that. All right, what else do we have? Ace of Swords in the reverse. Empress in the reverse. Okay. Yeah, so a willingness to give the impression that everything is fine or not, a problem, but we have somebody that's been selfish or has really only been thinking about themselves, and tries to cover it up through what they say. So it's one thing if you're like not exclusive, right? And somebody's trying to figure out what you've been up to. Um, Even in those situations, I feel like a lot of people who are dating more than one person try to make it seem like they're not. So this person was maybe just looking for the honesty and not necessarily demanding the exclusivity, but this person freaks out. It's just, I don't want to talk about it kind of vibe. Or this wasn't supposed to be so serious, Queen of Swords in the reverse and the Ace of Cups with the Star in the reverse. But there's something that people have been talking about, maybe something that's been posted on social media, something that I think the ghoster didn't really feel was going to be shared or was going to be, seen by so many people. But we have an angry reaction to, I don't know, maybe it's a kiss, maybe it's a flirtatious comment. But I feel like with the Star in the reverse, this is something that somebody thought was private, was not going to be shared. Hello, Semper Fi. Hello, Tufik. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good one. Hello, Yasir. Nine of Swords in the reverse, the Knight of Swords in the reverse, and the Hermit in the reverse. Oh my. What well thought out energy. No, not that at all. Okay, so this is frantic, pacing, anxious. What do I say? I don't know how to deal with this. Maybe part of the reason we have such a temptation to walk away is I don't know what to say to explain my behavior because you can't justify it. If I were honest, what I'd have to say is I was only thinking about myself. I didn't really care about you. And I don't really plan on doing that. Cool. So it's like either I could be a jerk and say those things to your face, or I could be a jerk and disappear. But I feel like that's kind of justifying their actions in a way that doesn't take into consideration the reality of the situation. I feel like I say situation a lot, but look, in this modern age, it's really common to ghost people. And I get that that is something that people can leverage to justify. But I'm just going to go ahead and say if you want to end something with somebody, it really does you no favors to walk away from those meaningful lessons or conversations because you are just going to fall right back into a similar pattern. Do you know what I'm saying? Anytime you duck or evade the life lessons or the conversations that maybe you don't want to have, you're not really evading it. Maybe for the moment, maybe you're delaying it, but you still don't learn that lesson or repeat it forever, I challenge you to tell people this isn't working out. We can be adults about it and say, I'm not attracted to you that way, or I didn't think there was chemistry on the date. And then I also challenge you to realize that rejection is not always a bad thing. Sometimes y'all are just not meant to be together. Sometimes that job is just not right for you. Sometimes there's something better out there for you and you don't even know it. So we have somebody that's just kind of like, well, I didn't want to be a jerk, but obviously you want something different. And yes, I'm kind of making fun of you because, I mean, it's low vibe energy that seeks to justify being self-absorbed or entitled. I just want from you what I want from you, and then I'll dip, right? But if we were to instead challenge ourselves to talk about the situation or say, hey, maybe this isn't really working out, maybe you could learn something from it and, level up. But we have willingness to just kind of leave that part to other people and then go and find another person to flirt with for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever it is. So this is like, I don't know if you know the term hoteling. Hoteling is what they refer to, like if you go into a big office, but nobody has a specific assigned desk, and you just come in and you find a random desk and that's where you're working for that day, right? You're not going to put your pictures up. You're not going to have like, the pendant for your team hanging on the wall or like your degree. This is like a hoteling version of dating. I'm just here for a little bit. There's no need to get comfy. I don't need to bring in any pictures. Definitely don't need my toothbrush. This is just like they don't have that intention, right? And with the about to confess or reveal, it feels to me like somebody was going to call this hermit in the reverse out for what they were doing or who they were talking to. All right, this is the Morgan Greer. Hello, Michael. How are you doing? We have a different little profile picture for you. It's too small. I can't tell what it is. I just know that it's not red anymore. What else do we have? 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. And the 4 of Wands in the reverse. Okay. With the 3 of Cups. I think there are some people out there that find comfort in uncomfortable connections. Or it's easier for me to live out of a suitcase than buy a house. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's just something that really makes this person feel more safe if they're able to migrate a little bit more, or they have like nothing tying them down anywhere. Hello, Johnny. How are you doing? 10 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups in the reverse, and the 8 of Swords in the reverse. Yeah. There's an avoidance of things that are serious, an avoidance of things that, call for a responsibility or being loyal. Queen of Cups in the reverse. I'm not going to let you get close to me, and I'm not going to get close to you. I don't want to feel that love stuff. That's awful. But with the 8 of Swords in the reverse, I feel like there's something here that they have not realized has changed in terms of the perception, perhaps of multiple people or from multiple people, of this hermit in the reverse. Maybe there are multiple people that knew this person was kind of playing games, or maybe there's somebody else whose feelings have been hurt. But it's like this person feels like they don't have any problems or anything blocking them, but I don't know if that's really true. It's like they're trying to convince themselves that approaching things this way is the safest way for them, but it kind of feels like, oh God, my hair is all static, It kind of feels like there's somebody here just like watching and angry at this hermit in the reverse. Death, 6 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Page of Wands or the Page of Rods. Well, so Funny that this is a reading about ghosting. We got the death card, I think, as a little tie-in to that. If I stop communicating, what's the real problem? Yeah, we don't have a chat about that thing, but that's not such a big deal. I don't really need to listen to that anyways. We would just be going back and forth. So this is somebody that's like, okay, well, it looks like it's probably time then to just get moving. They might literally be moving to a different place after this. They might just be trying to, find new places to hang out. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of, rods, but wands, and Five of Wands. Yeah, I think they're still focused on a lower vibrational path. With these knights, this is less mature, right? And not only that, with the Five of Wands, there's a sense of competition here. So we could have, oh, I'm a player, so I gotta make sure that I'm hanging out with my player friends and we're gonna go to this awesome bar and see who we can pick up. Very like Geordie Shore. All right, this is the Golden Lenormand. What else do? Ooh, I already did that. We'll do the Fairy Lenormand, okay, guys? Hello, Justice. How are you doing? I don't know. All right, we've got number 25, the Ring, and number 35, Stability. Well, it's the anchor that talks about stability. So there's a fear of being stuck in a place, right? Being stuck with a person, not being able to make your own decisions. So there is definitely some introspection happening, but maybe not quite as much as this individual really needs in order to realize why they always run from people or why they want to ghost this individual. This might not be a very, they might not have a very deep connection with somebody, but this could still be something that makes them kind of question, why do I do it this way? Why do I sign up for this drama? Because this Page of Wands is also about reassessing the situation, reading the room, right? There could be something in the environment, or it could also be this person that the Hermit in the reverse has been dealing with that makes them question if this is really what they want to continue doing. Knight of Wands, Five of Wands in the reverse, and Strength. Remember, we had Strength in the reverse. So there's for some of these Hermits in the reverse, a moment where they decide, that's it. I'm not going to keep making the same mistake over and over again. I'm not going to keep running away. But for others of you, this person's signing up for another cycle, another karmic cycle, another lesson. It's a decision moment, right? They have this opportunity to step into the divine masculine energy and go for whatever it is that they actually want or seek out that transformation. But they have to be willing to let go of that Knight of Wands energy. Judgment in the reverse, Four of Cups, and the Moon. So for some of you, we have this introspection or this soul searching happening after they feel they can't really do anything to salvage this current connection, or this isn't the right one, right? For others of you, this person realizes towards the last, couple minutes here where they're thinking about ghosting. No, actually what I want to do is deal with this. I want to talk about my emotions. I can't just keep running away from everything. It only piles up, right? So this is one of those choose your own adventure readings. Some will choose to do the work, and others will choose to repeat what they've been doing. There is an attempt here by somebody who's loyal to this hermit in the reverse to convince them that maybe there's a better approach. Maybe they should try something different. And then there's also these not so great influences, these knights over here who probably are more down with that like low vibe life. We have Page of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. Good news regarding an opportunity, perhaps with work or perhaps with who they connect to. Maybe there's a new friend they make. How's it going, dude? What I really like, though, this Three of Pentacles is a little unusual. Normally, there's three people on a Three of Pentacles card. But this is somebody who's literally planting the seeds, right? Cultivating a new network or a new soul tribe, new community. So I think it's indicative of you tend to be very similar to those that you spend your time with. And with the Queen of Cups in the reverse, we had people who were maybe emotionally immature or not willing to really tap into those emotions. But now we have this Queen of Cups card coming out. So I feel like this is the Hermit in the reverse, leveraging that feminine side and not being just the masculine energy. They're realizing there's a strength that is tied to this feminine energy as well. Maybe it's not weak to have feelings or to want to, build something with someone. So they're no longer in denial. They're being honest with themselves about what it is that they actually want or who they might want. So with the Nine of Cups and the King of Swords, this is somebody who's decided they no longer want to just be cutting loose and moving on and forgetting the connections. They're thinking maybe what really makes sense here is I think I should actually talk to this person and figure out, what I want. For some of you, there's going to be someone who does end up deciding to ghost. For some of you, there's going to be a mature effort to communicate with you why things aren't going to work out. And for yet more of you, there will be a concerted effort to be honest about what they're really feeling and admitting that they don't really want this life anymore. That was their habit. Because this Verge or Confess card could also be somebody who's saying, I just was kind of scared, having feelings for somebody, didn't really know what to do with them. But remember, we have this anchor and the ring. So somebody's thinking about whether or not that stability is as bad as they've thought. Emperor in the reverse. And the World. So this could be a rejection of a tendency to want to control things or slow walk them or ghost. Hello there, Voyager. Have I said hello to Bradley? I'm ready to level up. I'm ready to be a different person. This is the Masonic Tarot. Just to give you a heads up, in this deck, there are mallets and gold. Mallets are pentacles and gold would correlate to fire, so wands. Which is just a little bit confusing. What else do we have? Five of Cups and the Chariot in the reverse. I know if I go, I will regret it. Or if I just run, if I keep running, that's not going to do me any good. So we have the Knight of Wands and the Empress in the reverse. At some point, I'm going to have to admit that what I really do want is some companionship, or I don't really want to seek out these meaningless connections. Because you don't have to jump from, oh, I'm a player to now I'm ready for like, you know, long-term monogamy. There could be you want to have some time to yourself because healing is a really important step in between there, right? It could be, you know what? I think I'm ready to like put myself out there, but I'm not going to be like obsessed with it. There's just like varying levels, and this person's willing to at least kind of consider whether or not it's time for a change. Ace of Mallets or Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Emperor in the reverse. They're starting to think that their resistance to connecting with people has actually resulted in them already losing track of somebody that was really a really kind soul or a really good heart. You never really know when you make snap judgments. You never really know who you're wrong about. You in this situation, you could end up hurting somebody that is a great partner or a person that could change your life. We have the Hermit and the Upright. So I think they're starting to realize they may have had not so great habits when they encountered people that were actually worth that long-term investment or being, you know, loyal to. So I think we have at least a commitment to being more discerning. And with the so this would be like the Eight of Wands in the reverse, right? Maybe there are some things that don't need to be said, but there are some things that might be difficult to say that I should actually say. We just got to be more mature, right? Hey, this isn't working out, or hey, this is what I need. Give me, you know, like a month. I just need to like have some time to myself. And for others yet, it's, I know I'm not talking yet. I'm not ready to talk yet, but when I am, I will come talk to you because, you know, I have feelings. This is a willingness to at least be more mature going forward. So we have the Page of Cups or Page of Chalices in the reverse, and the Knight of Mallets or Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. This comes across as some sadness or loneliness when something difficult happens. This could be, you know, I'm really content being a player. I'm really content keeping people at, you know, arm's length until something bad happens. Maybe, you know, my best friend moves away. Maybe my job changes and I hate my boss. Maybe, you know, I'm told I can't eat cheese anymore. Oh, that would suck. That's not a real tragedy. I mean, this is somebody who's realizing that when you have good times, when you have difficult times, in both of those times, it's nice to have somebody that you can trust next to you, somebody that you can talk to, somebody that maybe gives advice or just listens, right? Yeah, exactly. All right. What else do we have? Strength in the Upright. Okay, so it could take, you know, an attempt or two, but this Hermit in the reverse is determined to actually learn something from this situation. Maybe retire that tendency to just ghost or run away from the conversation. You know, maybe I can learn something from this, or maybe I'll feel better about it if I don't leave it just wide open with no resolution. I think it'd be more respectful if I say, here's what I need to do, you know? How's it going, Peggy? All right, pick me up some cheese. I'm just kidding. Hello, Third Eye. How are you doing? Hello again, Carrie. What's happening? Nine of gold in the reverse, which would be the Nine of Wands in the reverse, and the Nine of Swords in the reverse. So the number 9 could be important. I mean, I really feel like this Hermit in the reverse goes through a really challenging situation with their family or their work. Maybe with their friends. It could be, I don't know if I belong anymore because I'm seeking a more meaningful life, or maybe I'm trying to find my purpose, and y'all over here trying to see how many shots you can still drink, like, no offense, but those are different pursuits, right? So this is perhaps a little bit of, now there's tension with the things that I used to do or the people that I hang out with and who I am, right? There were definitely times where before I stopped drinking, I just kind of looked around the room and I was like, why am I doing this? Am I too old for this? Is there something better I should be doing? And that's when I decided to get back into roller skating. I'm just kidding. That's not true. It was funny in my head. I should really take the roller skates back out. Do you all want me to put a short up with me roller skating around the garage again? Seems like a good use of my time. I might have to sweep the garage though. Ace of Swords and the King of Gold, which would be the King of Wands in the reverse. Oh, okay. This is a truth that starts an argument. Who's the King of Gold in the reverse? The King of Swords in the reverse. Ugh. So to be honest, this feels like a peer, maybe a coworker, maybe a friend that doesn't like this change. And I guess that's just kind of how things go, right? If you're ready to change your life and this person's your ride or die and you always do things together, and now all of a sudden you don't want to do that anymore, maybe they get a little butthurt, All right, this is the Wild Reflections Tarot. What else do we have? Hello, Aqua Beauty. How we doing? Dude, if you're asking me, this is my new favorite tarot deck. Yes. I try not to be too, I try not to use it every single reading. Temperance in the reverse and the Queen of Swords. For some of you, you're going to realize that it's great. This Hermit in the reverse is changing their ways. Maybe they ghost you for a day or two and then they come back around and say, hey, I'm sorry. You deserve better than that. Here's what happened. I don't know if we're really meant to be, but I wanted to at least, be straightforward with you. For others of you, this is somebody that is saying, I'm no longer interested in this kind of wayward life. I want to have some roots. I want to have, maybe a family, or I want to have a house. I want to have people that I can rely on. And that's not going to happen in this Knight of Wands energy, right? So we have somebody creating boundaries to what creates instability for them. Take it how it resonates. It's not going to be the same for all of you, obviously. Eight of Cups in the reverse and the Seven of Swords. I think for a lot of, the majority of you, this is going to be somebody who is tempted to ghost or does actually try to ghost. And then they come back around and they're like, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Here's what's going on. I caught feelings and I'm actually kind of uncomfortable about it, but I'm going to figure it out, Oops. Page of Pentacles, but they want to try a different approach. They want to live a different lifestyle. Knight of Wands. It's going to be a struggle for some of them. For some of you, this person's going to try to do things the right way and they're going to fall back into old habits. For others of you, this person is determined and they don't really want to have that unpredictable, unstable thing, right? So we have the World and the Seven of Wands. When I'm talking about unstable, I was looking at this chick trying to walk across that bridge. I don't know, can we call it a bridge? I don't think it's a bridge. It's a couple of sticks across a river. I would personally definitely fall into that water. They would like start to roll and I'd be like, ah. But I would start falling this way and then I would go this way, right? Overcompensate. Hey, you know, at least she's got a really nice warm coat on. Hopefully that helps. I think we have a realization that when you have walls, when you have a, you know, refusal to let somebody get close to you, there are things that you deny yourself. And they have realized if I keep everyone at a distance, I really only have myself to blame when I have these difficult situations. Maybe they were sick or something and nobody would make them soup, you know? Like, I'm sorry if I'm sick and I don't have somebody to make me soup. It's sad. It's pretty much every time. I don't really get sick though. Yeah. I did it right, guys? All right, we got the Three of Cups in the reverse and the King of Cups. And Lord knows I'm not going to be out here finding love, trying to, you know, dance with people at 2 a.m. at the bar. I don't know. Maybe you can. You can tell me I'm wrong. Hello there, Galactic Rock. How are you doing? This is an acceptance that maybe it is risky. Maybe it is a little bit, you know, vulnerable to connect with people on a more substantial level or a more emotional level. But I'm going to work towards that. I'm going to have an open conversation, or I'm going to let myself see what love might be like, you know? All right, we have the Two of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. It's like they're looking at a movie of their own life. Not really, but you know, just thinking about it like, oh, dang, I might actually just like completely blocked my own blessings. I might have totally like sabotaged my own happiness. There might have been things that I could have really enjoyed, and I'm over here thinking that this narrow definition of happiness is what I need to ascribe to. They're seeing the world in a different way. Maybe they were able to travel and they saw things differently. Maybe they saw a friend start a family and they started to want one themselves. Their like interactions with other people around them have motivated them to see things differently. Yes, I think so. I totally agree, Hope. We've got the Fool and Six of Swords in the reverse. And the Lovers in the reverse. Yeah, I think this person who resonates with our Hermit in the reverse might have a little bit of a bumpy road. You know, they may decide, I want to live my life differently. Here's how I'm going to do it. And then, you know, maybe they kind of fall off the wagon a little bit. Maybe they lose sight of what they're trying to do. Maybe they start hanging out with some people again. Whatever it is, that's okay. Nobody's perfect, right? When you have a goal, when you have something that you're working towards, you can't expect 100% of the time for you to do exactly what it is that you're supposed to do. That's just really difficult to achieve, okay? I try to post something for you all every single day. And I do a pretty darn good job of it, but every once in a while I need a day off, you know? This is somebody realizing I can still be working towards that new version of myself or that new chapter. I don't have to be perfect, right? So I think my favorite cheese is probably either Munster or Manchego, I think is what it's called. But I haven't really met a lot of cheese that I don't like. I used to be obsessed with Swiss cheese. And then I hated it because I ate too much of it as a child. And then I started to like it again, which I think is kind of fun. So we have lovers in the reverse and the 10 of cups in the reverse. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. This person realizes that part of the reason they haven't felt like they belong or they haven't felt like they were cared for in situations where maybe they were ill or they didn't feel, special. It's because they push people away. So there's an acknowledgement. Well, I don't choose them first. So how can they choose me? If I run away, if I ghost people every time, then I can't really be saying that I'm looking for anything real. So they're having to kind of call themselves out, be honest with themselves about why things go the way they do. And they're realizing basically they have isolated themselves from any real possibility of love because they fear it or because they want to control it, because they want to be the first one to walk away. The like, I left you before you could leave me kind of thing, right? All right, this is the Overthinkers Oracle. Feta's pretty good. I like cheddar. Pretty much any kind of cheddar. If I'm going to eat mac and cheese, I want that white cheddar mac and cheese. And I don't even know if they make it anymore, you guys, which breaks my heart. Ugh. Why you got to discontinue all my favorites? Like, what about, was it Crystal Pepsi? Is that what it is? You know, see-through Pepsi? Why can't we have more of that? Tricked out of my blessings. Justice. So for some of you, this Hermit in the reverse only learned that they need to change this approach to love because they lose you, because they realize they're not going to get anything of substance in terms of a connection if they're always running away. And moving on to somebody else didn't exactly garner them the results they were looking for. Let me downgrade you. Every full moon reminds me of you. So you might have had a date, or maybe you went somewhere and looked at, yes, crystal clear Pepsi, that's it. And you looked at the stars and moon. Whatever it is, it always makes them think of you. Struggling, going through hard times. There could be some financial issues that also kind of highlight for them what changes need to be made, or maybe make it clear for them why people like the idea of having a partner, right? They don't really feel comfortable expressing their emotions. They may have grown up in a home where that wasn't really a thing. Emotions, one of those. Get them away from me. Ew, they smell funny. I feel stuck with the wrong person and the wrong situation. Now, this doesn't have to be a romance for some of you. I mean, we do have they were a downgrade, so that could be very true. But this could also be somebody who feels like they're in a kind of like karmic loop because their best friend has the same approach. You know what I'm saying? I keep thinking about the first time we made love, caught an STD from a dirty karmic, devil energy, incoming communication. So they're going to have a little bit of a tough time ignoring you. They might think it was easy to ghost. Like I said, some of them, they're going to have a little slip up, or they're going to try to ghost and then they're going to come back. There's like some change up in their mood here. Because it's complicated. You know, I guess that's fair. A lot of things are. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes and remembering that it was crystal clear Pepsi. I will see you on the next reading, and doodles.